Hello and welcome. I'm really glad you could join me today on the Imeldafit website. This is going to be the 12 days of Christmas. I am Imelda of Imeldafit, and I've devised this plan to go from beginners through intermediates into advanced. So if you're a beginner and you've decided that 2022 is going to be the year for you, well done. Starting now before Christmas is going to be a great run-in to that fitness plan that you will be using after Christmas into the new year. If you're already an exerciser and you're already going to the gym, again, you can take the Imeldafit website with you. You can be doing it on a mobile as well, which makes it really handy if you haven't got the weights and the space at home. If you're already one of my subscribers, you'll be using this as a little top up to our regular exercise plans. Okay, so started it about a year and 4 months ago, August 2020. And we have got a lot of live sessions up there. I post them every day. I try to make them varied, make them very explanatory so that you know the exercises that you're doing are correct and they're being performed correctly. I do a lot of core work, so again, core being essential for all of our stabilizations as we're lifting weights, as we're lifting our limbs out, as we're on the floor. Okay, so what you'll need today is you will need a mat, enough room to move around in, preferably a water bottle if you've got it there. Weights are, again, you can be using them, but they're just optional, and you might, if you're advanced, you might also want to use an exercise band. Okay, so the only other thing now, all the talking done, is to let's get ready and we'll start doing those exercises. Okay, so what I want you to do first of all is we just do a really quick warm-up, and then the exercise plan today for the first 3 days is going to be a little pyramid. So we go from beginners, intermediates, advanced, and then intermediates, beginners, but I'll give you the option. Okay, so with the warm-up, we're just going to do a little march through. Okay, I'm going to be bringing those arms up nice and strong, shoulders are low, just pulling it round to the back. Okay. Open out that chest. Getting those arms with my thumbs pointed back. Getting those shoulders to squeeze together. Okay, I'm going to point the leg, just point the leg out. And then reach up over the top. Now, what I'm going to do is focus in the middle, rib cage down and in. Okay, now I'm going to bring that across the front with my shoulders low. Yeah, so feel in control. Now I'm going to do a little step touch here. Little step touch. Out and back with those arms. Make it strong, give that little pull. Now I'm going to reach up with that step touch. Good, just get that reach up. Okay, I'm going to make those knees just a little bit higher. They don't go across my body, just straight down. Feel that hip flexors working for me. Now just point the toe, point the toe. Now getting those pecs to work, squeezing across. Okay, with the reach up, just pointing that toe, opening out those ankles. Good, now kick out to the side. Getting those shoulders, I'm winging them up, but again under control so I can feel that tension on my abs, rib cage low, belly button pulled in, trans abs pulled in. Okay, well done. Just give me that kick out again. So a little tap out. Okay, I'm going to sit a bit lower on this. Okay, and then I'm going to go step leg curl. Step leg curl. Working those hamstrings, feeling a little bit in the glutes as well, but also a little stretch out on the fronts of the thighs. Driving those elbows back. Arms are strong. Just going to double that up for me, double it up. Yeah, I've got 4 more doubles, 4. 2 more. I'm going to do a little lean forward, feet are underneath my hips, a little lean forward, and then come back up. Don't go too far back, but already I am securing my back with that zip and hollow. Just 1 more. And well done. I'm rolling my ribs up. Just give me that little circle. Okay then, bottom half. straight legs. So just got that little mobility going through the waist. Okay, well done. One more. Feel that rib cage come up, but I'm steady through my lower half. Then top half is steady, and go around the other way as well. Okay, well done. Just give it a little shake out. Okay, we're going to start our time section. So I'm going to start, it's going to be a minute of each, working our way up and down, and then we're going to do that twice. Okay, so those for you who want to work a little bit harder, you can sit down and you can put a band on around your thighs if you want to. We will be using the weights on the slightly harder versions. So for my first one, just my own body weight, but it's about doing your squat and doing it correctly. Okay, so we'll get ready to go. I'm going to put that timer on. 45 on, 15 off. Okay, so on my squat, let's do that squat correctly first. Straight back. I'm going to do a little free and a squeeze up. Don't do it too fast. Okay, and that push up. I'm right back on my heels here for that little bounce and then come back up. Okay, that little bounce. Good, so I'm way back on my heels, feeling I could almost take my toes off the floor. Back on your heels, make sure that you're going to squeeze all the way up. So more advanced people, if they wanted to, could have the bands just give me a little bit of pressure on the outsides of the thighs here and give me that squeeze. Okay, well done. Okay, so I'm going to pick up a set of weights. Again, you can go low or high. This, when I'm in my squat, is going to make sure that my back is working, pull back down. So this time, when I'm on my 3, and I just come straight back up. Okay, so sitting back down and coming straight back up. Good, so again, everything that you did on the beginners can still do their free squat. Okay, so now I'm just going to add a little arm lift. And that little arm lift. Good, so again, concentrating on my squat, on each one of these exercises. I get that lift, but feel that my rib cage doesn't come up. I'm sitting way back. I'm not letting those weights roll over. Okay, lovely, good. Okay, you can just have one weight on this one. It's going to be a one-legged squat. And I'm going to go all the way through on one leg, and then if you want to, on the next time round, we'll use the other leg. Okay, so I'm sitting back on it. Notice I've got no weight on that leg. Okay, so let's do those 3 bounces and they're up. 1, 2, 3, coming up. And if you want to, and you're fairly confident about the exercise, you can leave that leg behind. So everything that you've done on your first 2 squats is exactly the same. Bottom's back, back is straight, between my shoulders, also straight, even though I've got that weight at the front. And again, it's really hard to work on that one leg coming up. So you should be able to really feel it through the glute, through the thigh. Okay, well done. Okay, I've hit the top of my pyramid, so I'm coming back down on the intermediate. And then I'm going to give you the option, beginners again, or you're going to go to the advanced one on the other leg. Okay, so I've done that 3 little bounce squat. I just got that squat right first of all, and the other way to judge whether you're doing this squat correctly is to make sure that your knees are not travelling forward. You'll get a lot of stress over the front of the knee, and you don't want that. You don't want your knees dropping in either. Okay, now we can just add, if you wanted to, that lift up. Push, and that lift. Good, so weights are optional, lift is optional. Give me that lift. I'm sitting right back. Notice once you stop doing the lift that your heart rate does come up slightly. Okay, lovely, good. Okay, so we've got that option of just a 3 bounce squat, or just doing that one-legged squat. And if you're doing the one-legged squat, I'm now on the other side. Okay, so I can do 3 squats and come up. So everything is exactly the same on my squat. I've got no weight on this. If you want to, you can tuck it behind and tap it to the floor as you come up. Good, so you've got that straight back. You're sitting back on your heel. And then get that lift. Really working now that other leg through the thigh. Good. Those quads are feeling it. Hamstring, glute. Pushing through that heel all the way to the top. Good. So again, if you're not very confident with your balance, you can have that on the floor. Okay, lovely, good. Are we ready to start again? We're going to do, just using our own body weight, that free bounce squat. I'm going to show it to the front this time, just so you know where my knees are in relation to each other. Okay, so are you ready? That free bounce squat and come up. So I'm on my heels, as you've seen when you see me side on, but also important that my knees don't start to drop in. My feet are underneath my hips, my back is still straight, and I'm getting that push up. Yeah, so again, back on your heels, it fires those glutes, fires those hamstrings to get you up. A little bit of pressure on your abs, putting your belly button in. Good, and I've got that little zip and hollow on from pubic bone to the front, down into that belly button. It's like a girdle coming straight across, which will stabilise my back each time. Okay, lovely, good. Then I went intermediate. Again, up to you whether you have the weights there or not. But the weights are going to really work my upper back. Otherwise, what will happen is I'll roll over with them. Okay, so I've still got that free bounce squat and that push up with those weights at the front. And then, if you want to, you can add me that up, 3, and give me that lift. Yeah, so again, if you want to go more advanced on this, you can lift up a heavier set of weights and then get me that reach. And when I reach up, I'm not leaning back. I've still got that zip and hollow going on through that hip to hip, that girdle that is keeping me nice and balanced the whole time, keeping my stability. And well done. Okay, so you can still hold the weights. You can hold one weight, no weights. You can try me that more advanced version, which is the one-legged squat. So again, from here, this is what it looks like. Just with that toe up, bottom goes back, and then I push up through one leg. Good, so again, just one leg for that whole 45 seconds. If you prefer to tuck it behind, good, and get me that lift. Good, and then lifting it up. Weight's really on that heel. Can you feel that going up through the back of your leg? If you've got heel, hamstring, glute. Yeah, front of my thighs obviously feeling that work as well on that little bounce. And push up. Well done, good. Okay, I'm going back to that intermediate one as we're going back down. Last time going down on the other side of our pyramid, so we've gone beginners, intermediate, advanced, and now I'm going to go back to that intermediate. Okay, 3, 2, 1. I'm going to go straight from there, pull back my shoulders, get me that lift. And when I'm getting that lift, because I've got my abs pulled in, and get that nice straight lift up without leaning back. Okay, push, and then up. Really get that, your own body weight, that extra weight. Lovely, good. So again, I've not rounded off. Don't let this happen where you roll. You'll feel that pressure on your lower back. Good, so we're in control here. The shoulders pull back down and in. Feeling confident there. We've got that exercise correct. Up, and give me that lift. And well done. Okay, this is lovely. You can go back to your beginners if you feel you've had enough. Or, we're at the end of that lower part of the pyramid, I'm going to do the one-legged squat. So here it is, the one-legged squat, still with that straight back and that push up. No weight on this leg, so you can put this leg wherever you feel will give you the best balance to do that one-legged squat. And on the other leg. Yeah, so when I showed it forward, I was on that other leg, and now I've changed it for my last bit before I move on to my next little circuit. Pushing it up. Yes, I'm sitting back on that heel. I can take that leg off the floor. I can tuck it behind. Yeah, so again, that front leg, the leg is pushing me up, it's having to work really hard. Okay, well done, good. Okay, you can take a little water break now if you want to. We're going to move on to lunges. Another basic exercise of which we can add onto to make it more advanced. Okay, well done, you're doing great. Those of you who might have put bands around your thighs, sit down, taking them off, because we're going to use we're not going to use them in our lunge. Okay, so for my lunge, beginners, I can lunge forward, but I can also lunge back. Always my shoulders over my hips. So that's the first one we'll be doing. We can all do it together. Lunging forward, lunging back. Okay, so again, I will explain it to you as we go, but shoulders over hips, abs are pulled in. That's the basic of the lunge, and then we'll start. Okay, so just your body weight for this one. If you feel that lunging back, if you're a beginner, that lunging back gives you too much of a knee ache, you can keep lunging forward. Okay, but I'm going to do a lunge forward and then a lunge back. Notice that this back leg always does a bend, and then I'm back. If you feel you need to stand up and go into your lunge, and then for the confidence to stand and then lunge back, that's also fine. You're just doing one of each, but it's on the same leg, and then you can choose to do the other leg the next time. So remember which leg was going backwards and forwards. But the important part of the lunge is that I lunge straight through the middle and that I bend my back leg. So obviously it's this leg's the back leg, then the other leg is the back leg. And I stay with my weight over the legs there. Okay, lovely, good. Okay, on this one, I'm going to go from a lunge into a lift. So by the time I've lifted forward, zip and hollow on, glute working for me. Okay, so give me that lift. Lifting it up. For the moment, I'm using the same leg that I've done my lunge forward and backwards with. Good, so now as I lunge forward, I want that straight. It works right into my spine there. Back into my lunge and up. If you feel that back lunge is too much, you can do me a stand and then a lift. Okay, so I'm down, I'm up. So again, then intermediates or advanced. Lovely, good. We'll feel that. Okay, so this time what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a backward or a forward lunge. I'm just picking up a heavier weight. It's going to be over my shoulder. I'm still using that same leg. Okay, so this time when I lunge back, I stay in my lunge for a lift, and then I stand up, and then I lunge back again. I'm not lunging forward and back. And remember, I've just used that same leg each time. Good. So I wait until I'm in my lunge. My core is really nice and steady. So there's going to be no flying around with that arm. It is strong as I get that lift. Lunging back down. So you can go up in weight if you want to. People who are more used to this advanced one can pick up whichever weight they are usually doing it with. Yeah, so again, to say on the Imeldafit, there's a lot of variety, and sometimes we are using those heavier weights. Okay, so I'm going to go back with that intermediate one. It's going to be the rocker. And I'm just going to be using the other leg. So I lunge back with this leg, forward, leaning forward. Okay, so I lunge back and down. As I come up, I get that lift. Good, lunge and lift. So you'll notice on this one, my hips are still facing towards the front because I've got my zip and hollow on, and I get that lift up. And up. Give me that squeeze. Good. Give me that lift. That front leg, always a little bend on my rocker there. Well done. Okay, so this is the option that you have. Backwards and forwards with one leg, or use that leg backwards with that lunge lift. So I'm going to go with that, but remember this can be a forward and a backward lunge. Okay, so I'm going to lunge and do the lift, then I'm going to come back up. Good, and up. Drop down into that lunge. Good, so if you're doing the forward and backward lunge on that beginner's circuit, you can just be walking forwards and backwards on it. Good. That's it, lovely, down. Get that lift. And well done, good. Okay, so beginners one, we'll all do it together. I'm going to use that leg, because remember I changed legs, so I'm going to use that leg still. Just move those out of the way a little ways. Okay, lovely, good. So I've got that lunge back. I can step up before I do my lunge forward and step up. Lunge back, and then I can go straight into that lunge forward. So if you're more used to this exercise, or you're more used to lunges generally, this is a good one because my core is keeping me really nice and steady to get that sink into that lunge, and then forward and that sink into that lunge again, pushing off and then back, down. Lovely, good, okay, well done. So again, I'm into that rocker, the intermediate one. From my lunge up into my rocker, I'm still going to be using that leg that I've changed over to whilst I work my way up to the top of the pyramid. Okay, lovely. That drop through, everything is normal, my knee hasn't gone too far forward. I come up and I give that squeeze. So again, make sure it's a full leg lift. Your weight is over your front leg, and then you're getting that lift up. You can feel it through the glutes, right into your lower back there, to give you that strength, right into the spine. Give me that lift. Good, so again, I'm enough forward on that bent leg. Don't leave it straight because you'll never get enough to go forward with it. Into that lunge, then that lift. Well done. Okay, into optional. You can stay with that rocker, you can stay with the backwards or the forwards, or I'm going to do that, step back into that lunge, wait till I'm into the lunge, and then get that lift. Okay, lovely. Down, come back up. Good, so again, this is the second time through on this leg. Good, so those are more advanced people. As we work our way down the pyramid, I'm just going to swap over legs. Good, so everyone swaps the legs, but advanced people, you can be doing this on our last one. Beginners, you can be walking backwards and forwards with your other lunge. Good, if that back lunge feels too uncomfortable, you can stay with a forward lunge. Okay, well done. Okay, so I'm going to change over legs. So I've changed again, backward lunge, and then that lift. If you find the backward lunge too much, there. You can stay here, tip yourself forward, because this leg will still get a lot of work down your hamstring and your glutes. Your abs are pulled in, so your back is straight. What you don't want to happen is that you have to flick your back to get that lift. Make sure your glutes working for you. Good, really underrated muscle. It's that powerhouse. Good, that really gets us moving. Lovely lift, walking, running, swimming, cycling, any of those you need it for. Yes, again. Lovely, good. So our last one into this little mini circuit. Backwards and forwards lunge if you want to, or I'll still only be using that leg that I've just lifted into that back lunge, and whilst I'm there, my core is pulled in and I get that lift and I stand back up. Good, so I did this leg on the way up, other leg on the way down, and then so I want to finish off with this leg. Good, so again, you can be doing the forward and backward lunge for me. So it's on that beginning leg that we did it. And get me that lift. Good. As I drop down, remember that back knee does have to be bent. Your shoulders over your hips. Then I get that lift. And if you are doing the lift, remember, rib cage back down and in. Okay, good work, well done. Okay, we are moving on to our last little mini circuit here today. So your days of Christmas, coming up to our third day. Okay, so on this one, it's all going to be on the floor. You can roll your mat a little ways if you want to. I will be using my own body weight on this one. It's all about the abs. Okay, so just get yourself onto the floor. Enough room to move around in. Okay, so are we ready? We're going to go through from a basic sit-up, because most people do not do a sit-up quite correctly. What they do is they flare their rib cage out when they do it, and they go back down. So what I want you to think is rib cage down and in, belly button pulled in, triceps pulled in. Remember that, hip to hip. Okay, we're on the floor. We're just going to do a sit-up for 45 seconds. So things to remember if you're a beginner about a sit-up. This is your chin and chest. It's like that the whole time. Shoulders hit the floor. Hands go out to the side. Okay, and I do a little sit-up. I take my shoulders off. When I come back down, I don't let this happen where I've rolled over to throw myself back up again. Okay, so legs wherever they're comfortable, and then give me that squeeze. Good, squeeze. As you go down, feel your rib cage does not lift up. Good, so I'm just taking my shoulders off the floor as much as I can. Elbows are out. Lovely, good. Okay, on my next one, I'm going to do a crunch. Okay, so that requires my knees coming in a reverse curl, and my top half coming up to meet it. Head up, elbows out, give me that squeeze. Again, as it goes back down, think about where your head is. Always forward, with your chin and chest not opening up to get down. Yes, give me that squeeze in. It's those long abs, which again are important for that flexibility, that bend forward. And well done, lovely, good. Okay, so beginners, you can do any of those two, or you can give this one a go. It's going to come up, we're going to do a crunch, we're going to reach out for our feet, back to our head, and then back down to the floor. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, I'm going to crunch in, touch my feet, touch my head, come back down. Remember, don't let your head drop down to the floor. Don't let that chin and chest change. Good. Give me that lift up. Give me that squeeze. And remember, this 12 days of Christmas, you can practice as much as you like. Good. On the Imeldafit website, you will see those 4 little panels. Be 1 to 3, 1 to 6, 1 to 9, 1 to 12. Okay, lovely. We're back to that sit up. Okay, so I'm trying not to throw myself up. Heels on the floor, feet on the floor, whatever's comfortable to you. Head up, elbows out. Give me that little squeeze. Good. So I've just gone easy on this one, on the beginners, just because it's quite a tough one on your abs. So the next one, which is our ending down on our pyramid, you can decide you can do this again. You can do the crunch in, or you can do the crunch, the advanced one, holding your feet, holding your head, and then the roll down. Lovely. Okay, we're on the end of our pyramid now, so you can do the one we've just done, beginners, or you can do the squeezing in, the crunch, or the crunch, the advanced one, which is holding your feet, holding your head. Okay, ready. I'm going to go for the advanced one. So I've rolled my hips off the floor. Good. Your coccyx preferably has to come up. You have to hold it. Good. So again, I have to really curl in. Good. So again, tough on this one. It's always the same group of muscles have to work for us. So if you want to drop down to the beginner's one, you can. Remember on this. Lovely. Good. Okay, we're all going to do the beginner's one. We're starting the second part, which is the last part of our day 1 to 3. It's that pyramid going up with your abs. Okay, so elbows out. Okay, I roll myself off the floor, squeeze back down, but don't let your rib cage come up. So these do not have to be done fast. Often people in the gym really throwing themselves around, trying doing these abs. You'll get just as much, if not more, out of your ab work by doing it slowly. Good, give me that squeeze up, elbows out. Don't feel that your elbow is going to come across your face and you're going to pull your head. That is a mistake about getting up off the floor. Use your abs. Roll those shoulders off. Those long abs. Lovely, good. Okay, we're going to go into that crunch. Unless you want to stay here and do your second set of sit-ups. Okay, so knees over my hips. My abs are definitely pulled in. Here. Elbows out. Good. So give me that little squeeze off. If you can, getting your coccyx off the floor each time. Good. Now make sure that your knees stay closed on this. The other mistake people make is going like this and trying to lift up their legs to use the momentum. These knees should preferably stay closed the whole time. Squeeze it. Don't use momentum. We're still working up to our top one, to our advanced one. Well done. Okay, lovely. My advanced one I'm going to do, I'm going to get that reach out. You can stay with the crunch, you can stay with the sit up. If you want to give it a go, nice and small up at the top. Head definitely forward. So when I get to here, my head is definitely forward. I touch my feet, I touch my head, I go back down. Shoulders back down to the floor. Here my coccyx and my shoulders off the floor. Head enough forward. Yeah, so really get that work. Good, give me that. Up. And good work, well done. Okay, on the next one, we did go low again. We went back to the beginners, doing that sit up. Then the fourth, or the last one, is your optional one. Okay, so give me that squeeze. So the good one about this one is, you can really concentrate on what's happening. Those long abs as you go back down, shoulders hit the floor. Apart from a little bit of a zip and hollow, I really don't have to think about anything else apart from that long abs running in underneath my chest there, bringing my chest up, bringing my shoulders with it, getting that forward flexion. As I go down, I don't rely on momentum to get me back up. Okay, lovely, good. Okay, your last one. So I'm going to do the advanced one, but you can do the one we've just done. You can do me the crunch, or you can do me the crunch and hold. Crunch, hold it, and go back down. And again, when I get back down, my shoulders hit the floor, but I don't open that chin and chest. Good. Give me that squeeze. Well done. You've got those last few seconds left. And good work, well done. Okay, lovely. I'm just going to do a very little quick stretch out, back to legs and my abs. Okay, so we're just going to come forward, keep your abs pulled in your zip and hollow on, and just get that little drop there. And again, I'm not hanging off the shoulders. Keep your shoulders strong, tuck your toes under, come back. Now you can come all the way back as much as you can to get that stretch out on the backs of the legs. Then I come forward again, get me that little drop. You can put your knees on the floor. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is just come back and give that little push up. Keep your zip and hollow on the whole time on this. I'm going to do one more of each. Just a quick little stretch out. And then up and back. Okay, from this position here, I'm going to walk my hands back all the way. You can bend your knees at the end there, bend your knees, and then slowly unroll and come up. Okay, so well done. That was quite intense, working on those first 3 days of Christmas. So look out for the other ones. The next one is going to be the 1 to 6. There'll be these exercises, and I'll be taking you a little bit further. You can always look around. There's also the Imeldafit website as well. Let's see what else is on there. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you join me again for the days 1 to 6, and I hope to see you soon. Okay, bye-bye for now.